Do you hear me? I have my best friends here with me, because I know what will happen after 10 minutes of wearing these monsters. All right? So, there is my screen. Communication is a skill you must acquire. It will help you through your life. It's essential. Open up your heart. Be honest from the very start. Make a stand for what is true. Be decent in all that you do. You've got to give to get support, and check the wonder in all that you see. That is the future of marketing. And this is from a song by Madness. And I have nothing more to do here, because this is it. This is all that you need to know. So, let's talk about partying in Belgrade then. All right? For a Slovenian girl, it's always a pleasure to come back. And it's always a pleasure to come back because my husband is from Serbia, so it's a great thing to see his energy come back again. You know, the passion that I love about Serbian people. So, let's move on. And I want to tell you something about marketing if this thing is going to... Right. So, we're going to talk about marketing, and you have talked about marketing a lot. I saw some of the live recordings from the conference. And I see so many times when I talk to people around the world, when I do workshops with startups or with women entrepreneurs, that when I ask them this simple blonde question, what is marketing? They freeze completely. So I came up with a really blonde definition so that I can remember it and maybe you can feel it. And this is my blonde definition, that marketing is every communication and every contact of your brand with the outside world. And its basic purpose of marketing was to be able to help connect two people. The one who has and the one who needs. How does that sound to you? Yeah? Easy, right? And this is what I want to talk to you about, what I think is the future of marketing. And I was walking around Belgrade yesterday with my little one-year-old boy. And I always find so much inspiration everywhere I go so that I can use it in my presentations around the world. And this is what I found yesterday. And it broke my heart. Because this is the symbol of modern marketing today. Sales all the time. 50% sales all the time. Sorry? It doesn't matter. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Right now on 99% of websites, right? This is what is happening. The brands are screaming to the consumer, and the brands are like hookers who try to give you a discount. And I try to erase this from brands because I don't want to do this anymore. This is my mission. So this is why I believe that marketing as we know it today is dead or should die quickly. So what is the future? What I want to leave you with today, or forever, what I've been doing for the past 10 years, is that I have a legacy that I want to leave with everybody who is a businesswoman, a businessman, an entrepreneur, solopreneur, startup, whatever you want. You all are, for me, world changers, all right? One person at a time, starting with you, right? And I want you to fall back in love with yourself and what you do, and then with marketing. Then I want you to know that you have to tattoo yourself first into the hearts, and then the minds, and then the wallets of people that you want to reach. And then I want you to make money and change the world at the same time by being human in business. My name is Lenja Faraguna, And before people actually call me a marketing coach, a mompreneur, whatever, first I am a human being, and this is what I think is missing in business today and in communication today. It's my 10th year in business, and this is really an important number for me, number 9, because this is the number of years that I had to learn the biggest lesson of my life when I couldn't get pregnant for 9 years. And I realized that I did not just learn about myself, but I learned about business and love and everything that is so connected, that my thoughts were my biggest contraception to business and to becoming pregnant. And when I started dealing with my mindset and not pointing fingers at the industry or the mayor or the boss who is guilty for all the shit in my life and started being my own captain, then everything changed, and now my boy is asleep in room 516 and he's 1 year old. And I am a happy business person who has achieved more in 1 year than I have achieved in 9 years before. So he's 1. And in this 1 year, I have launched 3 programs online which have brought in more than 65,000 euros because I decided that I need to do something. Being a mompreneur, nobody's going to take care of me but me. So I had to do something. So I went digital and I went online. And I put out my Modern MarCAREting Academy, not knowing anything how to launch anything. And I just learned and I studied. And I launched it. And it was amazing. And I have students from all over the world. And then when I realized that I'm changing from Slovenia, I completely changed my communication to English, right? Because this is more my zone of genius than Slovenian, and I wanted to go abroad because this is what people have been telling me for the past 8 years, and I just didn't listen because I thought I had nothing to say to the people out there. But I do, and so do all of you. But you just have to be yourself and know what your zone of genius is. So I created an online community of mompreneurs and womenpreneurs called the Visible Women World Changers, okay? And it's online, and all of you women are welcome. We do great things there, and there are like 933 women up in there right now, changing lives and doing business. And I went from this as my first office and 6 people who I talked to because, you know, besides my dad and my few friends, nobody would listen to me because I was not visible, because I thought I had nothing to share. And from going in 2011, this being my playground, this being my stage, I went to speaking with Gary Vaynerchuk in May 2017. And with all of the people, with Nordstrom and Ridderstrale and Julian Treasure and Robert Murray, these are the people I quoted in my master's degree I did in London about radio advertising. And then I was standing on stage with them. So don't tell me that you cannot make it happen because your boss has a shitty attitude today, all right? Don't tell me you can't be visible because you have a child, or that you can't do anything because you're a mother and you have to do that. I did all of this in 1 year that Noah's been born, right? And I'm not special. My brain are not different than your brain, okay? So let's move on. I believe that the shit is the fertilizer for your glory. I want to live in a world where every person understands that he or she is a personal brand worth 400 trillion. I believe your brand doesn't have competition. And the last one doesn't want to come. All right, I believe that the future of modern marketing is MarCAREting and the naked brand. If you want to know about the 400 trillion, ask me in the pause, all right? Okay, we will move on. MarCAREting is something that I came up with because I was fed up with the modern marketing today and what we have done to it. And I believe that this is the future, and that is the naked brand. What do I mean by that? I will tell you. You have to dig for the diamond, and there is a story uniquely and wonderfully your own. But you will never uncover it if you're trying to imitate the success of others. When digging for the diamond, that is your own unique story. You'll have to sift through a lot of worthless dirt before you find a single nugget of radiant truth. But at the end, it is worth it. And then tell it with every ounce of your body. All right? This was said by my mentor, the first one who changed my life, Roy H. Williams. So you have to sell it, tell it with, and sell it with every ounce of your body. And telling the world about your diamond, which I believe is the brand, okay, is what MarCAREting is all about. What do I mean with MarCAREting? And people always go, oh, you really want to tell people that they should care about people? No. That you should start caring about yourself first. And please start, for Christ's sake, believing that what you have can change somebody. No matter if you're a solopreneur or if you're in a startup or working for a huge company. You have something worthy to share with people and put your personal brand in it with everything that you do. So care for yourself and then, of course, for your people, for your clients. So your naked brand, your diamond, is made out of all of these ingredients, not just your service or your product, which most of marketing is about. You're trying to talk about the product, and that's not enough. Don't take a photo yet, not the ingredients, not all the ingredients are there yet. It doesn't work, Marco. All right. So these are the ingredients. If you want to talk about them in more detail, all right, come to the pause and I'll talk to you, all right? And because of all of this, if this is what your marketing will consist of, your communication with the outside world, your advertising campaigns, then you will have no competition. Because all you are fighting for is the product or the service that you think is the biggest competitor's unique value proposition. So the future of marketing, I will give you 7 quick ones, quick tours today. And the rest of it, you can find in my new book that is coming out, The Naked Brand. All right? Okay, so first of all, this is the biggest message that I have, and that is human to human. This is what it's all about, being real, raw, and relevant, right? And the communication today is like an alien is talking to an alien. Sometimes I don't get advertising campaigns. I don't understand what they're saying. They're certainly not talking to me as a human being, right? So this is one of my most shared and one of my most nakedly honest posts that I've ever did when I was 18 weeks pregnant. And this is how I put myself on my business page. And that has made all the difference. And this is when I really started being me, nakedly honest. And this is where people started following me and getting my message, okay? That was not easy. But it was the most natural thing that I've ever did. And let's move on. What I truly believe is that whatever you do in marketing and advertising, it should be bigger than you. It should be bigger than the product. And this is what I did. On January 10th, 2005, I started a radio advertising campaign for Slovenia, completely pro bono, for a maternity hospital. And I wrote the radio ads because I wanted to change something in Slovenia. And
Noseča je 12 tednov. Vsaka njena misel je namenjena malemu popku. Jaz pa še ne čutim ničesar. In počutim se tako prazno. Včeraj sva šla na ultrazvok. Tukaj je leva rokica, tukaj je nosek, so govorili. Jaz pa na monitorju nisem prepoznal kaj dosti. Pa tako rad bi ga začutil bliže. Povedali pa so mi, da najsodobnejši ultrazvok svojo izjemno kakovostno sliko in 3D prikazom otročička omogoči to bližino. Bližino z malim popkom. V dobrodelni akciji Otroci so popki sveta bomo tak ultrazvok podarili bolnišnici Postojna. Pošljite SMS z besedico popek na 1919 in podarite $230. Hvala.
I wrote those radio ads in 30 minutes. I started with a campaign with zero budget. It was pro bono. Team of 2, 1 maternity hospital. I persuaded 68 radio stations out of 82 in Slovenia to give me free advertising, 14 radio ads per day for 10 days, because you got to have frequency. If you want to know more about radio advertising, get to me in the pause. 10,000 people texted. And I managed to get 40,000 euros in 10 days. Just with radio. Just because of radio ads. And that was a huge success. All right? So it was bigger than me. And 73% of Slovenians knew about it. But the most important thing that happened afterwards is that I got an email from a dad-to-be, and he said he had to stop while driving on the highway because he was crying so hard because he found himself in my words in the radio ad. That's what's it all about. Not you getting awards, but you touching people and moving people. All right? So, then we move on. You have to know, and this has been so obvious, that you have to talk to your people and choose who to lose. And this is so hard to do because you want to be loved by everybody. And that doesn't happen. So you got to choose who to lose. And if you see here, this is the Visible Women's Group. There are 894 people waiting to get in because I want to have the right people in with the right energy. All right? And there are so many women who are changing other people's lives by changing their own life with this community. And it's the same with your campaigns. Like, there is no box. People tell you that you should think like outside the box, where I think that is passé. You should do like there is no box. And please don't find inspiration in your competition and do it a bit better than they do it. But find inspiration in an industry that has nothing to do with you. This is where the juices will really get flowing, and you will come up with a really brilliant idea. And this is a Robert Frank technique, and I have to run because I am running late. I still have 10 minutes? All right, good. So I still have 15 minutes. What is this? This was one of my clients. They have a car dealership, and they wanted to open the hall for the technical examination of cars, right? And it was a new hall. And we had to open it for Christmas. And I said, it's really warm in the hall, and it really looks like a concert hall. Why don't we make it into one? So I put a piano in there, and I connected with the local music school, so kids played every day, okay? And they brought joy, and everybody who came to have a technical examination, if he could play, he got 50% off. And it was a really great feeling. It had nothing to do with my industry, but it did something bigger, because at the end, we, the company, donated the piano, I still have goosebumps when I say this, to one of the children who is from a socially, you know, not very great family, and we donated the piano. This is how it should be done, bigger than you, okay? And from a perspective that you would never expect from a car dealership. Then I believe, and that is so crucial, and when I talk to companies, and I said, what are your beliefs? What's your manifesto? I believe in. How are you going to tell me the rest of the sentence? And you know where this begins? With the owner and with the management. This is where the epicenter of the company is. And what they believe in, or what their beliefs are, this is how it's going to spread around the company. So this is what I give people to do, a manifesto. What do you believe in, okay? And I want you to look at this one video of a woman that is 24 years old and she can teach everybody of us how to do marketing, all right? And this is how I believe that promotional videos of companies should actually look like, not make you the star. Never. You are not the star.
I really believe that people can tackle far more than they think they can. My name is Veronica Scott. I'm 24 years old, and I'm the CEO and founder of the Empowerment Plan here in Detroit. I think women have a really difficult time understanding how valuable they are. The idea of self-worth is very important to me because I grew up a kid of addicts, and we were kind of set up for failure. We were set up in a hole that we had to climb our way out of. I ended up getting a great scholarship to go to college, and a class ended up changing my entire life. The class assignment was designed something to fill actual needs. I did my research at homeless shelters. So the first product I created was the coat. The coat looks like a regular jacket during the day, but when you open it up, you can actually slide your feet in all the way up to your knees and Velcro it closed again to make a sleeping bag. I was talking to the homeless population in that area and getting feedback and making prototype after prototype. When I was on like prototype number 7, a woman came out of the shelter that I was in and she was yelling at me. She was full on screaming. And she said, "We don't need coats. Coats are pointless, we need jobs." And really, she was completely right. Because a coat is just a Band-Aid for a systemic issue. And what really would have the impact is hiring the population that would need them in the first place. We hire only individuals from homeless shelters, and then we train them in everything from sewing and manufacturing to employment, as well as tech and whatever they need to become more independent and to be proud of their accomplishments and be proud of themselves.
I'm happy to be working for a cause. It's no greater joy than me coming to work knowing that I can make this coat and help somebody that was in my position. So I take great pride in what I do. I really do.
You know, actually, I sat at my dinner table with my son last night and I cried because I was like, you know, last year we were just in a shelter and now this year we're in a home.
I was the only person that could create this opportunity for myself. And that's all we're trying to do, is give them the power to take control of the life that they want to lead. No matter what you've gone through, you still can do a lot with what you have.
How does this make you feel? Would you want this to be a video, a presentation or a promotional video for your company? That's amazing because it's values. These are true human values that we have lost in business and in big companies, okay? Go big, go global. I'm all for that. I'm doing it right now and it's working. You know why? Because of this. If you want to go big and go global, you got to go humble and go one-on-one with people. This is truly important. And you have to remember that the customer is not a moron, she's your wife. And trust me, whenever you put out a new ad campaign, please just ask yourself if you're talking an alien to a moron or if it's talking human to a human. And please, please fight for it. And then the last one, be you openly and be visible every day. I know that you have big budgets, right? But sometimes you don't need big budgets. You just need to use this beauty of technology, right? And use it for your own good to make good things. And when I decided to go visible, I was doing Facebook Lives every day. And I still do. Every day I give people value. I teach them about marketing, I teach them about branding, I give free feedback, right? I do it in a bathtub. This was just before going on stage in Bucharest with Gary Vee, right? I tell them everything about my life so that they trust me that I'm a human and I go through shit to get to my glory. This is why I can talk around the world and have a location-free life, which I thought was not possible for me because I'm Lenja from a tiny Slovenia. Well, I'm not, and neither are you, right? But you gotta be present every day, and you gotta give before you want back. So this is why I want to change it, that you go step back, 7,000 step backs, go one-on-one, and be human again in business. Okay? So remember this. In business or in private life, you will always be too much of something for someone. Too big, too loud, too soft, too edgy. And if you round out your edges, you will lose your edge. So apologize for mistakes if you make them. And God knows I made them. I made my big fucking one this morning. And I said I'm sorry, like a human being would. Okay? Apologize for unintentionally hurting someone profusely, but don't apologize ever for being who you are. Okay? So, I believe that human is the new perfect. Human is the new effective of marketing and advertising. And human is the new future. Thank you.